Well, I guess we're still going. Well, hi, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope you're all feeling great. It's been a strange year. I'm glad to see a new one come in. I bet we're all glad to see a new one come in, aren't we? Probably just absolutely thrilled to see a new one come in. And I want to thank all of you that are watching this and all of you that send me the most beautiful replies. And please put any questions, anything you want me to read on, please put it in there. And while I'm thinking about it, you can push like, subscribe, forward, whatever you want to do. Um, I just wanted to thank everybody that's hung in there with me for the last 3.5 or 4 years. I'm not for sure how long I've been doing this, but it seems like a long time, which is good. It gave me something to do. And it's good that I can't remember exactly because it means I must have been enjoying it. And before I forget about it, I want to say hi to a friend of mine. Um, I don't say her name right, but her first name is Carrie. And she lives up in um, Simi Valley, it seems like, or up where they do all the computer stuff. And she wanted me to give her a shout out. I read for her every once in a while and pretty regular. And Carrie Iwamato, I can't say her last name, but anyway, I just wanted to thank her for all the help she gave me when I was down with my knee and stuff. She was a lifesaver. So, well, I just found out a couple hours ago that I'm probably more than likely exposed to COVID. At least I've had my booster shot, and I seem to be pretty healthy, so I'm not going to worry about it. Um, I don't know if he got the results of his test back, but my grandson was exposed to it, and he came over and got a massage from me a couple of days ago, and it was a long massage, and he was here a couple hours afterwards, and but it doesn't make any difference. It is what it is, and everybody's getting COVID. So my daughter's already had it. She didn't have any symptoms. She had her 2 shots in her booster, but I got the Moderna, and she had the other one. I don't remember what the other one was. So we'll see. Anyway, so far I feel great, and I should know by tomorrow or the next day if I'm going to have any effect from it, or whatever. May not even have known it if she hadn't told me. I'm just like a little kid. I felt better today than I felt for about a week. I don't know if it was depression or what, but not that I get a lot of depression, probably laziness. But anyway, I when I was talking to my daughter on the phone, all of a sudden I started feeling all these aches and pains when she called to tell me that he might be testing positive for COVID because he woke up not feeling good today and he found out he'd been exposed to it. But anyway, I just want him to be okay because he hadn't had his booster. He'd only had 2 shots, and the little stinker should have had his booster because he works medical. But, when we're in our 30s, we think we're pretty indispensable. So let's just hope that he don't get sick. And so it's a new year. Things are going to be brighter and better. We have to create what is from our own mind. If we decide it's going to be brighter and better, it's going to get brighter and better. Because we create reality. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are prayers, actually. That's why we have to be careful. Sometimes I have to be really careful. When I'm walking around here and I stub my toe and stuff, I have a horrible vocabulary. If I'm not in a great mood or hurting anywhere or something, I can't believe the stuff that comes out of my mouth. And now that I'm made it to this age without having to be around other people, I need to correct that because I have this terrible fear of being in an old folks' home and talking like a sailor every time I open my mouth. So I got to start cleaning my vocabulary up. But anyway, it is what it is, and I made myself a promise I'm going to try to stay as healthy as possible till I just drop dead, because I don't want to go into care. I just want to work till I drop or whatever. I'm sure we all would like to do that, but it's just there's nothing any scarier than that helpless feeling that when you lose control and you don't have any control over the small things in our life. So anyway, I love you all and thank you for hanging in there with me. And it is going to be a better year. I promised you it's going to be a better year. As far as justice, if you guys watched Glenn Kushner like I do, we know it matters and we're hoping it comes. And maybe we'll read a few cards on that. And I just wanted to thank you all. And if anybody wants a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. Just send me an email there and put your phone number and I'll get back to you, text you back, or call you back and set up a time. And we'll get you on the calendar. And it sounds like I'm patting myself on the back, but I have had some of the most fantastic readings. It just amazes me how, anyway, you'd have to almost be on my side to experience it, to see it. And I'm hoping that's growth from spirit. I hope that's just my guides throwing in. And I mean, it's not me, so I'm sure it's my guides throwing in and helping me. But it's like, I'll start and I just get a feed through, and it's just so much fun when it's working right. And of course, not everything that comes out is things you want to say, but still, I always caution people, and I know you've heard me say this 100 times if you watch my channel, but you have to be, you can't think of a reading as like a fortune teller or something like that. Because nothing's written in stone. And like I always say, it's like a roadmap to life. You can change anything. You have free will, but it's sometimes nice if you're on a trip to take a little map along to know where you might want to stop and might want to stay away from. So that's what a good card reading is. So I don't know what I've read on, what I haven't on this. God, some of these are so old. Maybe some of them's not. Oh, here I got some I haven't marked at all. I usually mark them with which I don't even see what I did with it now. A yellow marking pencil. Once I've read on them, then I know. But anyway, thank you for your comments. And I always try to get around to answering them, reading them, and answering some of them if it's a direct question. And if anybody has some questions for me, please send them on the comments. Please comment, and I'll write it down and get it back out there. So so the most thing that I heard from people, and it's just so weird. It's a weird thing to start. I'm going to wait and save that for later. Well, there's two people being looked for. Let's start with them. I guess one, Sean Hannity. I guess he's missing. Took a little vacation that wasn't advertised ahead of time, and I guess he's still on vacation. I don't know. I don't watch Fox News, but from what I understand, I should have checked it real quick before I came on tonight to see if anybody's found him. And no wonder I feel like I'm walking around in the circles. I guess Libra's in retrograde, and everything about me's Libra. A mom, a dad, 5 planets out of 8 when I came in. It's amazing I can even figure out which shoe to put on, that it don't take me 5 hours to put my shoes on every day trying to figure out which one to put on first. But so if I seem a little more backwards than usual tonight, we'll blame it on that. How does that sound? So let's start. I'm going to start right here with number 1. And we're going to go back to Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows how to pronounce her name, but probably her. And I don't know if I've ever heard her pronounce it. So, is she going to end up naming names? I think she's finally. Sometimes I connected to her energy even when I'm not wanting to. And I have a strange feeling when I feel her presence or essence or whatever you want to call it, energy, that she's getting really disgusted. It's about time. She should have been disgusted 50 years ago when she was doing all this shit. But she's getting, for some reason, she thought she had some insurance to get out of this. I don't know if it's because she worked for other governments or our government. You hear stories and rumors about that, and maybe she thought she had an out there. I don't know why she thought she had an out. Obviously, she wasn't feeling very threatened, or she wouldn't have been living where she was living. But I have a strange feeling that she's going to start giving up some names. That if she don't get her way, that she's going to start almost like taking over. And that'd be interesting to see if she does, because I've studied women and like men who hate women and the women that love them and that kind of stuff all my life. I've been in some of those relationships many years ago. And I wonder if she would be strong enough where she'd just start naming names. I guess if you get to a certain point, if you're at the total end of your rope and your hands are bloody and you can't raise yourself back up, it'd be amazing what some of us might do. So let's see, is Jelaine Maxwell going to start naming names? So that's what I want to see what's going on here. So let's see. I should have turned that camera down just a little bit, but I can't reach it. It's not easy setting my stuff up. I know if I had a bigger table, it'd be easier. But is Jelaine is she going to start naming names? And if so, maybe it'll come up. Maybe I'll get an idea while I'm doing this. Some of the names she might be pointing out there. We all know who's one of the biggest visitors of him and who was in tight with him, but I don't know if she'll go there. People that would love to get him in trouble won't go there. I can't see her going there. She'd probably be afraid to go there because she thinks maybe if he gets back in that he might pardon her. God forbid that ever happened. If he ever got back in there. But anyway, she knows that might be her only hope, so I can't see her giving Trump up ever. But she might give some of these other people up that wouldn't have she knows about a lot of people all over the world, that's for sure. So I'm going to go back into her energy and see what's going on in her head. Or whatever, see if we can get into her energy and see what's going on. And by the way, if I didn't say it already, Happy New Year. Today's New Year's Day. So Happy New Year's. And I didn't even notice till right before I got ready to do this video that this is the same shirt I had on a week ago when I did my last video. I have had a bath and changed clothes, honest. I was shocked when I went to turn the lighting on and went back to check on what I had behind me last time, and seen that I had the same shirt on, and I thought, oh, well, I'm not going to change it. It don't make any difference. Not by the time you're my age. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But, so what are you up to, you little, I don't know how I feel about her. I know she was raised by a father who was horrible. She'd always been around money so much, she probably had no idea. she had enough idea to know how to get those girls that was poor in there to do anything she could get them to do. So it was wrong what she did. I'm not saying it wasn't wrong. It was horribly wrong. And so it's not ready yet. Let's see what's going on. Well, I asked if she was going to reveal secrets. Look at this. It looks like the answer is yes, she's going to reveal some secrets, and she's going to definitely turn some people in. She's trying to figure out how high to go and how low to go, from the richest to the poorest. So maybe there's going to be a gas there from one end to the other. Maybe from somebody like Prince Philip to, was it Philip? Prince, you know who I'm talking about. Seems like it's Philip. But that was the dad's name, wasn't it? Well, maybe that would have been his name too. I don't know. To, who else is on there? Maybe some people that work for Fox News. Who knows? Let's see. Let's see what comes up. Since I'm not literally following that trial, it might be somebody that they're after, trying to bring to trial for January 6th. I don't know. Let's put this down. Some woman of authority. Is there a woman judge? A woman attorney? I have a strange feeling that the lady or the people around her, her lawyers, are telling her not to do this, but she's wanting to. She figures there's about 8 people she could give up and maybe not get her throat slit before she gets out of jail or put somewhere. But she's going to have to, but she also knows she'll have to be careful who she gives up. But it seems to me like if it was somebody real important, the quicker and faster she done it, the more they should have people in there watching her 24/7 to make sure that nothing happens to her. But maybe that's what she's afraid of. Maybe her gel's kind of calmed down and she's kind of got a routine. So let's just see. We got 8 different energies that she's thought about giving up. We got 3 people that used to visit the island frequently that she's thought about giving up, that are powerful men. It shows women toasting their cups here as the energy on top of this reading in the sky. So I'd almost be willing to say she does give somebody up. I would say yes. With the moon and the secrets card coming out first, and with the women toasting over their head, and the 8 at the bottom, I would say there's about 8 people she's thinking about just coming across with. Man, I hope if she does, one of them's that Alan Dershowitz. I can't stand them. To me, I think he's the bottom of the pond. The bottom of the pond. She's definitely trying to make some offers, to name some names and get out of there. The problem is, I feel like she's being held down by her attorneys and maybe some other people that's holding her down because they don't want these names out there. They just don't want to add any more bullshit to all the bullshit going on. But we can't suppress news because we're tired, because we're sick of the propaganda and the false conspiracy theories. But anyway, whoever she names, it's going to make some women happy. And it's going to, I was thinking they were over with her trial, but let's see. Maybe she'll decide to name after. I don't know, but she's ready to. She's trying to make him an offer. And one thing she wants, this offer is going on, she wants out of jail. She still thinks she's got information that could help free her up, or at least maybe not make her spend the rest of her whole life, shorten her sentence or something. See, we got the Queen of Cups here with the lid on it, so she still thinks she's got enough in her basket, enough to pull out of there to help herself. But she also knows there could be some violent energy around this. That if she does decide to help herself, there's some really violent energy around this. Could be the mercenary coming in. Her hopes and fears is that she can pull something out of the hat. She's still thinking, and this is straight across from the Queen of Cups. She's thinking of releasing these names, some of these names, and seeing if that can't get her some deals, because she's wanting a deal. It looks like whatever happens, the world's going to be happy about it. So if the world's going to be happy about it, you think this might end up being the year of getting rid of deceit? If somebody would have said that to me yesterday, I'd have laughed. But I just had that feeling that maybe some of the deceit's going to be gone, and we're going to, that there's some truth coming out this year. So anyway, I don't know. It looks like she's definitely going to reveal secrets she hasn't revealed yet. There's some woman either trying to get her to or not to. I felt like they were trying to get her not to. A lot of it's going to be some of the stuff that went on at the island. Whatever she reveals, it's going to make some young women happy. Let's hope it's the women that were wrongfully molested. She's trying to make them a deal. They keep telling her no. But she's got enough important people in the barrel that she knows about, that she's trying to figure out how she can do this without getting her throat cut. Because she's definitely still holding all the cards on at least 8 people. Well, more than 8 people she knows about, but 8 people that she thinks might get her out of there early. And I have a feeling, because of this world card being at the end, that if she really, in her mind, heart, and soul, decides to let some cats out of the bag, that she's going to have to bring somebody in there she can trust, because it's going to have to go. I don't know how they can do that. I don't know if she can give a written statement to somebody and have them get it on the news or what. But if I was her and I decided I was going to do something, I'd make sure that there was some way that it was out to all the news places before I just told my lawyer or anybody really close in this trial. Or she might end up the same way that her buddy did. So anyway, that's my feeling on Ghislaine Maxwell. I started this for a Happy New Year, but you know what? It would be a Happy New Year if some of these assholes got caught. Some of the protections got blown off of them. And I don't care which party they're in. I don't care. I'm not going to mention any names, but as you get older, some of the people that you were the biggest fans of were your heroes and stuff. The more you get to know about them, the less you really think about them. Not because nobody's all one thing or all one thing they did or thing they didn't do, or politics or not politics. We're all different. We have different things from all over. But sometimes it's just time for this stuff to come to the surface. So, like I said, I did get just a few questions. Just a few questions from some people I read for all the time. They had sent me some stuff. And one is Bill Barr. Is he coming back into the, for some reason, I had a couple people ask about him in the last 48 hours. Is he coming back into to the news? So let's put the energy on these cards to Bill Barr. I changed stuff around. I'm bringing some cards out because I got several decks. A lot of them are in the bedroom and stuff. I'm going to set them in here. But I still love this deck of cards. It's just, I need to get a new one because it's getting where it doesn't even want to. First, it was the only one I had that was bent enough to shuffle, and now I've used it so much it's wore out. But this is just the regular, you know which one it is, the Brilliant Tarot deck, and the one that, the main one, Rider Waite. I knew I hadn't forgot that. It just took it a minute to come to the surface. So Bill Barr, is he going to come back into the limelight here? I got a feeling, especially once if these investigations in the House start going live and stuff, that he's going to come into it. He's, something about him's coming back out. You can almost feel that sickness in the pit of your stomach, like when you think of him. Something about him coming back to the surface. He's been trying to hide pretty good. Nobody's heard too much from him, have we? Bannon just stepped right back in there and took over his place. What a toad. I can't believe people would pay any attention to these people, and that stupid My Pillow guy. A 5-year-old would get tired of his shit. Anyway, I can't believe how dense and dumb these people are that are out following all these different conspiracy theories. So, not that I haven't believed in some conspiracy theories. I know after the Kennedy assassination, when the other guy got killed the next day, from then on, I never believed that anything the cops told me about it. But I did a lot of meditations and stuff, readings and stuff on it at that time. And it was just like some of the stuff that's coming out now. The FBI knew about the guy, Oswald. He had been on their radar. I always felt like the murderer was in the house. And I guess, according to some of the latest stuff that's came out, so did his wife and his brother feel like that it was domestic. When I was younger, I was convinced that Johnson knew all about it, even ahead of time. But now that I'm older, I think he knew about it almost immediately after it happened, when he found out what the CIA and FBI and everybody was up to. Or at least he had a pretty good idea about what happened, what was going on right after it happened. But I don't think he knew about it ahead of time. But I don't know what that would have changed. Anyway, get back. Here I am out drifting. Bill Barr. We're going to do Bill Barr. Also, the energy at that time for card reading and stuff, right when it happened, was that some of those, we had put the CIA or one of our intelligence groups had put a kill deal out on Castro. and the Cubans had found out about it. So I always thought that the orders probably came from Russia and Cuba, but I still think it's something to do with some of our people. Still think that was coming from inside the house. But that's Kennedy's death I'm talking about. Let's go to Barr. He's not dead yet. This is only YouTube for fun and entertainment. In case anybody thinks I'm trying to insinuate anything. But let's go to Barr. What's Barr doing? What's going on with William Barr? That's a little cut, but that's all right. That's all he deserves is a little cut. Let's see. I asked if there was news coming out about him. The signifier is news coming out about him. That's interesting. Woo, hidden secrets, hidden facts coming out of getting stuff that's been hidden about him are coming out. So we all think that we know all the dirty, terrible, crappy done, but it looks like that the truth's coming out. Maybe not the whole truth, but a lot more things. Secrets are coming out. And he is terrified of these secrets coming out. So that's why we haven't heard too much of him. The foundation of his reading is the news coming out, secrets coming out, and 10 swords right in his back. So that's, for my experience in card reading all my life, that's worse, a lot worse than the death card. I think they're giving him a choice. Somebody who's been working on something to do that he's got his hands and feet and up to his elbows and eyebrows in, has been trying to give him a choice on something to do, maybe whether to come forward with this or something, and he can't make up his mind because he's trying to figure out how to keep him out of trouble. Somebody of great authority. And it would really be hard to think that might be Garland. I still think, whatever. I'm just going to put out the good energy for the new year that Garland's going to make a liar out of me. Garland's going to come through for us. So anyway, somebody with a lot of authority has got a lot of the goods on Bill Barr. I mean, they've got, let's see, records about payoffs he took, trips he took. Maybe some of those trips he took overseas, maybe that's coming out because of this. That could be because of the January 6th. Some of that information could have came out with that. Shows him and Trump were lovers. Maybe they weren't lovers, but maybe close enough to shut up some of the stuff that Mr. Epps was doing and Maxwell. So there's some of the stuff about his dad and about the school. Kissing ass to cover his ass. That's what I keep thinking out of this. Kissing ass to cover ass. And that's in the 7th house. So that's him. It's kind of been how he's been all his life. It looks like the sun's going to get shined on this. On these secrets. That's the energy around this. The energy around this kissing ass to cover your ass is the sun. And that's like secrets coming out. He feels like his hopes and fears is he was trying to cut himself off from Trump, but at the same time he's even thinking, well, if Trump was to get back in there, maybe he could get me out of jail if he has to. But I wouldn't put any bank in Trump helping anybody. So anyway, he doesn't know whether to cut himself off from people or get closer to people. It's like damned if you do and damned if you don't. Is his 9th house, which is his hopes and fears. But look at this. Justice is in his 10th house. And we all know what justice would be for him. Justice would be definitely the stuff coming out. So I asked if anything was coming out, and here's the town crier. And it's about secrets and lies, and it's about really bad stuff he did. He's trying to figure out what he can do to help himself. He's already thinking about it. He's got somebody really strong and powerful after him. It's going to be about trips he took and money that was involved. He did this to please Trump, but there is light coming out on exactly what he did. And it looks like there's no amount of being close to power that's going to end up saving him because justice is coming through. Now, wouldn't these be lovely, lovely cards? They are lovely, lovely cards. It's just that we've all haven't seen any justice in so long. No matter how good the cards turn out, we're all thinking, oh, yeah, win. Well, we don't know win. But it looks like I said when I first brought that up, is he coming back in the news? And that was the first thing out was, yes, he's coming right back. So hopefully we'll be hearing about him quickly and some of the shenanigans he was up to. Maybe some that we didn't even know. I can't believe anything he'd have been up to that didn't leak out somewhere, but there was so much shit going on. Even if it leaked out, it probably went right over most of our heads. If somebody would have kept a ledger every day of all the bullshit that was going on and all the misgivings in Trump's time in office, and it had been thicker than an encyclopedia. Let's get his energy off of here and see what else we're going to read on. Well, let's see if we can find out where Ron DeSantis is. Unless they both just magically showed up today. He was still missing yesterday. So where's Ron DeSantis? Ron DeSantis. God, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being there, and thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your comments. Ron DeSantis, what's going on with him? Well, we know he's a bully. Is somebody bullying him? Or something coming back to bite him on the ass? So what's going on with you, Ron DeSantis? You've been a bully. You got a 3 of Swords. This is usually family personal card. Maybe his wife is... I heard his wife had some kind of disease or something, or cancer or something. Maybe she's gotten sicker. That wouldn't be any reason for him to take a hiatus. I don't even think that he would... Whatever, I'm not going to say it, but he doesn't... He strikes me more of an opportunist than a family man. I'll put it that way. But something's really breaking his heart. Something to do with family, something close to him, something really close to him. Is he sick? This next one's usually the health card. Temperance. Could be sick. Could be very sick. That's not really a sick card, but that's like time to slow down, time to take a break. Maybe something's coming out on him that's going to make him go away. Here he is going away. Moving out of his job. This is usually the influence on the foundation, and the foundation is temperance. So that's like backing off of something, being a bully, having it backfire off you, taking the time to trying to figure out what to do and backing out of it. And over the top, we got what we call the COVID night. So he could be sick. I hate to say that anybody's sick, knowing that I could be sick in, in the next 24, 48 hours, but we'll see. It won't be the first time I got sick, and hopefully it is what it is. And so there's nothing much I can do about it. Um, so we got the COVID night up over the top of this reading. So it could be that he's sick. And if he is sick, and I don't know why they'd want to keep it so quiet unless it is something to do with COVID, since he's been running around trying to kill everybody in his state with it. But we do have the strength card next to it here, so it looks like if he does have it, that he's going to pull through. I mean, we all know he was vaccinated. I don't know about you all, but I don't have it out in my mind that he was vaccinated, but he may not have had his booster. But anyway, it looks like if he is sick with COVID, that he will pull through. But we got the feminine energy strength card there. Or maybe feminine energy, which is working with your head, your heart, and your mind, might come through if he stayed away for a while. Let's see what's underneath it. Whatever's going on, his house, we got the tower in the seventh house, and that's his personal house. So it's bad. Whatever it is, it's bad. And it might be bad enough to get him out of office. I can't imagine what this could be. Unless he knows that they're getting ready to come out with who's that square-headed guy in Congress that was going around showing pictures of all the young girls he was doing and taking them across the state lines? Well, you guys know who I'm talking about. That he's from Rick Gates. This might be connected to something to do with what's coming out. Maybe that guy that's going to prison for all of his life that was friends with Gates is going to tell on both of them. Because there's something coming out that's going to bring his tower down. It's going to bring DeSantis' tower down. And it's to do with real power government, whatever. It's the law. It's not like all of a sudden somebody's going to see a picture of him doing something horrible and ask, you believe your lying old eyes, or do you believe what I'm telling you? You know, it's not going to be something like that. It looks like it's going to be something straight from the law. So it's not going to be something that can be thrown around and changed and everything, and all this bullshit that's going on in the news media now, and the whatever, all the fake news, all the Fox fake news. It's going to be something to do from the government, and it's either looks like it's going to kill his career. We got the tower, and we got the death card here. And we got, this would be like government. So that would be his career, I think, be going. And then we got the Knight of Wands. I wonder who the lieutenant governor is. I know he's probably not any better than DeSantis, but we got something young, somebody younger coming in here, taking his place, helping out, doing the energy, doing something. Got a Nine of Cups here. Somebody loving and kind that would be taking his place in Florida. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like we definitely got DeSantis, the bully. Something's going on really close to home that's just tearing him up, really close to home. And it could be just some truths coming out on him or something. It's taken a while to ferment. It's going to make him have to leave. He may be sick too. But if he is sick, it looks like he's going to get his strength back just in time to get kicked out of his house or kicked out of office. Something to do with government misuse, mistrust. And it's something I can't even imagine because nobody pays any attention to the news or what anybody's doing. They wouldn't care what they even seen him do. But it's something terrible that's going to literally get rid of his career, get rid of him or something. And then there's new, younger, more level energy coming in that comes from a better place and a fairer place. And I can't even imagine anybody in Florida wanting, I mean, my kids live in Florida, but I mean up in government in Florida, that would even want better, more fair, loving energy coming in there. It's like they get pride off of talking about who they're going to go shoot next. That's what it's come to, almost. So anyway, that's what's going on with Mr. DeSantis. So it looks like it's more than one thing. I'd say from that reading that it's not just sickness. It's something to do with career, something that's coming out, something that's just not out yet. Something they got records on, something that it's not like we think you did this. It's something that they know he did it. Anyway, I'm not going to draw no more. This is kind of, I just wanted to keep going because it seems like it was getting more interesting and more interesting. Sometimes when I do personal readings, that's what I do. We just keep going and it just gets better and better. But anyway, there's one question on here that I don't even want to answer. But I think I've talked about it before, but everybody keeps asking this, and this is going to be my last one because I don't want to go on for forever. It says I've already been going an hour, but I didn't start. This is 15 minutes in before I even started doing this, really. I had it turned on because I was checking other stuff out. So, one was, why is everybody so afraid of Trump? So, I'm often asked myself that question. I know he started a hierarchy like I'm the bully and you're in trouble if you don't listen to me, but I never could see how a bully worked in schools or in high schools or why everybody didn't turn against him. But it's like they create a total hierarchy. But if it means that much, whether you're in with the good doobies or bad doobies, maybe it's time to check the game you're playing and just refuse to play it. Like if it was high school or something. I don't know. It looks like this stuff has been getting going for a long time and people's been ignoring it and letting people get away with it. And now it's just a way of life to generations. It's really sad. So the only way, that's what I might read on real quick. I'm going to read on this real quick. Why is everybody so afraid of Trump? And shut up. And then I'm going to read on to see if things maybe are going to change away from the horrible energy that's been created by all this hate and discontent. I don't know. Why is everybody so afraid of Trump? I'd rather just tear a Band-Aid off quick than worry about that Band-Aid rotting off every day. And it seems like that's where most of the people in Congress are, except the people that are more rotten than he is. But there's some in there that's not, that I'm sure is not that bad, but they just keep trying to play the game. So why is everybody so afraid of Trump? We got the Ace of Swords, so it's sure not because he's telling the truth. That's usually the sword of truth. It's because they're not using the sword of truth, I would say. They're afraid of him because they've given up their sword of truth. They sure didn't put up much of a fight, did they? None of them did. He came in acting like a king, and the news media, I know, if anybody's ever alive to tell real history of what happened during this time, it's going to be the news media and all their corporate hype that got us to this position. And yet I have to watch the news, so I do watch MSNBC and CNN and Democracy Now. Listen to it. And a lot of other stuff, but online. But I just, it's the corporate news media that's actually put us in this place, made a king out of him, and stupid hero worship. That's the foundation. Stupid, blind hero worship. I've seen so many men like him when all the years I owned that bar. And whatever. Their energy was horrible. Even though they got attention the minute they stuck their head in the door. This is the past influence on the future. Let's hope it's just the past. They just wanted to, they felt like they could just, like he was a star. And I don't know what about him was a star. He was a full, well, he's the Pied Piper and the greatest showman on earth. But he's about the most stupidest when it comes to normal, especially anything that our government needs or needs to be taken care of or really should be done. But I guess it was his star material. Thinking he's a star, but the only way he gets to be the star is if they all agree with him and follow him. Why don't they have a meeting in a back room and say, this is bullshit? And then just go out and say. But it shows in the sky people walking away from him. So maybe this is the rotten tomatoes some people talk about is going to get thrown at him. Shows that they're going to walk away from him. He's going to try to entice some people that are so close to him to stay there close to him, even when everybody else starts to desert. Would just offer him a lot of money, but he don't pay his bills anyway, so that's going to be the offer of money. And maybe that's why they've stayed with Trump, because they followed the money, and a lot of people got rich staying with Trump. They think that he may go back to the White House if they just keep following him, but is that what they want? This is why people are following him. This isn't what's going to happen. I'm not saying he's going back there. He makes them feel like they're tied up, that they have to do what he says. I don't understand that. I don't understand why they think they have to. I mean, all they got to do is burp the wrong way or fart in the wrong place and people are threatening them, so why not just rip the Band-Aid off? They're terrified to. They're definitely afraid of him. Maybe in more ways than one. Maybe he is one evil type person. I hate to call him a person. I'm sorry about that, but I do. He's a total master manipulator. So let's see. I asked why people were afraid of him. Because he went in there demanding absolute power. And most normal people thought he was crazy, and I don't know why they jumped on the bandwagon, but they did. They thought of him as being the king. He was even celebrated by women, especially young women who should have known better. But young women don't know a whole lot. I didn't when I was young. And they just thought he had a star quality, maybe from the stupid TV. That's what kids are raised on nowadays in the younger generation. It looks like people will be walking away from him. He's going to try to offer them money and everything else and tell them how good it's going to be when he gets back in the White House. But they should just go ahead and get away from him now while they can. It still feels like they think that he has their balance in his hands. I picked those last two cards up backwards, but that has to be the only reason, that they think that some way, something he can do or say controls their life. For instance, say, are they going to live like this the rest of their life, jumping through hoops? Or it's definitely what's going to happen if it becomes a fascist world. Anyway, it's just interesting I just can't imagine why these people are following him still. Some of the idiots, and Trump's and his people are the first one to think of them as idiots. The poor people that are out marching around in circles with their stupid flags and hats and stuff, they're they don't have a clue what's going on in history or the Constitution or anything else. They don't even know what real fascism is or how it started or where it starts or where it goes or anything to do with freedom. But whatever. I'm not going to go there. It's New Year's Day. We're going to be happy. Shouldn't have read on Trump. Maybe I'll cut that part out. I'm just going to pull 4 cards to stop this, and is something going to come out about aliens this year? I didn't read on this last year, but everybody was so sure something was going to come to the surface this last year, and all they keep saying now, they're saying those are all old reruns, the stuff they've had for years. I don't believe that for 1 second, that everything, all the films and all the pictures they've got is all from years ago. But is something going to come out this year on aliens? We're just going to do 4 cards. Anyway, I hope you all have a good new year. It's got to be better than last year. It's going to be better. This COVID's going to dry up and go away, and it's going to get better. Well, they've been lying to us from the past. This is the past card. Definitely been lying to us and just putting a little bit out and burying about 99% of everything going on. Makes them feel really strong doing it that way. That's why the secrets are being kept. The challenge would be is if this makes them have more control over the people. If it doesn't, they might as well just keep it covered up like it's been for years and years. Clear back to Eisenhower's time. I don't think anything's coming out about them this year. I think they're going to just keep it low, keep it calm, and smooth it on down the river. Keep the people low knowledge about it because it gives them more power and they feel like they have more control. And as crazy as everybody is, maybe they shouldn't tell anybody. Who in the hell knows? There's some crazy MFers out there, I'll tell you. Anyway, I want to wish everybody a happy new year. And I'm glad I did this video today, and I'm going to have to edit it and see if it's worth putting out. And got to cut some stuff out of it, I know. And I just want y'all to know I love you, and thank you for all the help you've given me over the years, and the donations, and the readings, and just the pat on the back through the comments is wonderful. And please send questions. And that's, if you want a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. Get a hold of me and we'll get you on the schedule. And I just want to tell everybody night now, and thank you so much. Namaste.